Hi, Sawang. I'm looking at your question here. It says that g of x is the function x plus 1 times 1 over x plus b. B is a real number, and this thing is an odd function, and we need to find b. So first thing we need to define is what is an odd function. F of x, for example, is odd if f of negative x is the same thing as negative f of x. That's that definition. So the only time that this function is going to be odd is when it has that property. What we're going to do with g of x in this problem is multiply out and see what we've got. I've got x plus 1 times 1 over x plus b. Multiplying this out gets me 1 plus bx plus 1 over x plus b. So this is just another way to write what g of x is. And so now I want to test to see if this is an odd function or otherwise. So we then consider g of negative x. That thing looks like 1 minus b of x minus 1 over x plus b. And I also want to compare that to what negative g of x is. And that looks like negative 1 minus bx minus 1 over x minus b. And so comparing these two things, we'll notice that g of negative x has a 1, whereas negative g of x has a negative 1. And then I have g of negative x has a positive b, and negative g of x has a negative b. So obviously these things are in contradiction with each other, and we have to eliminate the 1 and the negative 1, and then those two things are going to be the same. I've got that negative bx and 1 over x there in both. So the b thing is the thing providing the trouble, and so I'm going to claim that if 1 plus b is 0, or negative 1 minus b is 0, then we get that b equals minus 1, and when that happens, this would become an odd function. I would then have g of negative x is equal to 1 minus bx minus 1 over x minus 1. That's minus bx minus 1 over x, and negative g of x in this case would just be negative the whole thing. Let's get that right. That would be negative 1 plus bx plus 1 over x minus 1. That would be negative bx minus 1 over x. So in that sense, we've covered all the things that we need, and we're done. So make sure we pay attention to those definitions. Good question.